Here in this video, we're going to look at adding numbers that have decimal places. So we're going to start off with some numbers, something like 6.5. So a nice easy decimal place to one decimal place. Then we're going to move to anything else, 7.7. We will go to 2 decimal places. So we might look at 9.45. And some of the examples may even include 3 decimal places, and we get to something like 9.451. So in this video, we are going to assume that you know how to do column addition, and we're going to start off with something easy that's not decimals actually. 35 plus 20, and here you do 5 add 0, which is 5, and you do 3 add 2, which is 5 as well. Now we've gone through that example, we can look at adding 3.5 and the integer 2. So this is a whole number, this isn't a whole number. Well, what can we do? Well, first thing I suggest is when we're doing column addition is if we don't have a 0 here, we put the decimal in. The decimal's always here, but we don't always put it in, we don't see it. And this 0 here does not change the value of 2. But now we have something that's quite similar to 35 plus 20, and we do the same procedure. 5 add 0 is 5. We must put this decimal place in the same place, and 3 add 2 is 5. Sorry, I call this a decimal place. Decimal point needs to go in the same place. That's to 1 decimal place. Now let's have a look when things get a little bit more confusing. So I thought we'd do something like 13.5 plus 8, just to go over column addition one more time, and also set up 135 plus 80. You can have a go at this now by pausing the video. So here 5 and 0 is 5, 3 and 8 is going to be 11, carry the 1, 1 and 1 is 2, 215. So when we come over here, what we want to do is, just like last time, put a decimal point there, and a 0, the value here is still the same. 5 add 0 is 5, we must put this decimal point in. 3 and 8 is 11, carry the 1, and there we go, 21.5, no issues. So the calculation I actually want to do here is only slightly more challenging. 4.2 add 7.7. And I'm going to use the same thing here just as an example and model it using 42 and 77. 4 and 2 is 9. 4 and 7 takes us to 13. We put a 3 here, and in the next column we can put a 139. In this instance, 2 and 7 is 9. We put the decimal place. 4 and 7 is 13. 13.9. So hopefully now you can see that there's not a lot of difference. There's not a lot of difference just as a decimal place here. As long as we make sure we're lining things up nicely and these decimal places are here, it means that we can get the right answer. Okay, so here's a few more challenging examples. And if you want, you can pause the video now and have a go. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to work through them. Okay, so 4 and 8 is 12. So I've got a 2 here, carry the 1. I need to remember to put my decimal point in there. 1 and 9 is 10 plus 6, 16. Put a 6 here, carry the 1. And this becomes 2. 26.2. Here we have 9 and 2. So this becomes 11. Okay, so 1 here. I'm going to carry 1 over. I want to put my decimal point in the right place. 1 and 7 is 8. 8 and 8 is 16. Okay, so put a 6 here, carry 1 more over here to this column. Now in the tens column we have 1, 1 and 6. So that's 8 and then 8, 3 down here. So our number reads 386.1. Here we have 3 digits. And we've got a little bit of a, not a problem, but things look a little bit strange because this here is an integer, it's a whole number. So what I need to do is put a decimal point in and a 0. I don't need to do that, but this does make it a lot easier, looks a lot neater, and visually it makes it easier for us to work out. 6 and 7 is going to be 13. Need to put the decimal point there. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 and 3, 6. 6 again. So these all add up to 12. Put 2 and carry the 1. 1 and 9 is 10. 7 and 3 makes another 10. So altogether is 20. So 0 here. Carry the 2. 2 and 1 is going to give us 3. So our answer would be 302. Well done if you managed to get them before I showed you. So now we have some exercises here, some of which might look quite challenging, but if you notice, we're still only going up to 1 decimal place. So I've included a variety of 3-digit and 4-digit numbers in here as well. So we're in the thousands column and the hundreds column, just to kind of test your addition skills, but we are keeping it simple with the decimal places. Have a go at as many of these as you want. I'd suggest doing at least the top row and see how you get on. So this is your last chance to pause the video before I reveal the answers. 3, 2, and 1. There we go. So you can either use a calculator or you can check on with the answers I've provided here. Hopefully you got them all right. Now you can move on to my next video, which is going to be to 2 decimal places and 3 decimal places. So now we have stepped up to 2 decimal places. Let's have a look at this first one, 32.45. Add 19.08. Okay, so it's pretty much the same as before. Main thing we've got to do that's different from decimal addition and normal addition is make sure this decimal place is right here. Okay, 5 and 8 is 13. And then 4 and 5, there's a 0 here, so we don't add anything. This is going to be 5. 9 and 2 is 11. 1, 1 and 3 is going to be 5. 51.53. Okay, let's have a look at this second one. 192.04. The 4 is in the hundredths column. And here, this is just 1 decimal place, 33.1. We're best off putting a 0 there. It's a good practice to get into. It helps us line everything up nicely. Obviously, we see this is 4 and 0 is 4. 0 and 1 is 1. Make sure that decimal point is in the right place. 2 and 3, 5. 9 and 3 is going to be 12. So let's carry that 1. We've got 2. 225. Okay, now there are 2 examples for you to have a go at. We're adding 3 numbers here, and they all go up to 2 digits in the 2 decimal places. They do go up to the hundreds column, as you can see. I'm going to pause the video. You should pause the video and have a go. And we'll come back with the answers in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so hopefully you guys got something similar to what I have here. We have only done 2 examples, but if you got these 2 examples right, I believe that you've got a good hang of this. We will be looking at 3 decimal places, and by now you might feel it's a little bit repetitive. That's why we're not spending too long doing these 2 digits. We're going to jump straight onto some more complex things and test yourself there. If you're fine with these, you should be okay with the next set. If you've got one of these wrong or made an error somewhere, do not worry. You'll have time to practice and correct your errors in the next section. So now let's have a look at what happens when we add numbers together that have 3 decimal places or up to 3 decimal places. it's very, very similar to what we've already been doing. So we'll have 5 add 3, which is 8. Nothing to carry over. 5 add 7, which is 12. Carry the 1 there. Got 7. Now, as always, the most important thing is actually this decimal point here. Make sure we're getting that in the right place. And this here we can see is just going to be 39. Let's have a look at the next example. Here we only have 2 decimal places for 250.75. So we want to go ahead and put that 0 in there. Just helps bring some structure. 5 and 9 is 14. So I'd make that 7 and 7, which is 14 as well. Decimal point, always very important. You can put these in first if you want, or as we go along. 1 and 3, 4, 5 and 2, and just the 2 there. 274.443. So the rules are the same, nothing's really changed. We're just doing another column, and really now once you've been able to do this, we can just keep going and add a 5th column, a 6th column, a 7th column, and things would not differ. We're not going to do that, but I am going to give you a few examples. Here we go. These are your exercise questions, and I recommend you pause the video or take a screenshot, work on these, and I will come back with some answers in 3, 2, 1. Right, so now we're back with the answers for the first 2. We have 440.176 and we have 678.573. Okay, gonna give you another opportunity to do the bottom ones. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the answers, as you can see along here, are 4,337.291, and here we have 11,183.003. I understand this one was much harder, so if you've got these right, well done. Video's over for you. If not, I'll talk you through this one a little bit. So start off by filling in the zeros, adding things up, and then here I've carried over 1, so I had 13. 2 and 2 is 4, add 9 is 13, so 3 and 1, carried the 1. Here you can start to see these scratch marks, and what that is I'm adding numbers in my head and crossing them out. I just didn't want to use green pen on black pen and ruin my green pen. That's the only reason. It's scratched instead of crossed through. But 1 and 9 gives me 10. 5 and 5 also gives me 10. And then 2 and 8 gives me 10. And you can see right here, I'll be honest, I was a little bit confused myself here, trying to do all this in my head. So just as I got 10, I just marked down 1, 2, 3, and then put 3 in the next section. I've added this up. This one was a little bit easier for me, so I didn't need to do any markings. And what I've done here is normally I would have just added either 3 and 3 and 6, which is 12, and then done a 12 add 2 is 14, 21, 9 is 30. There's other ways in which you can use patterns that you're used to adding with to help you. It is a really useful skill, even at a high level of maths. Adding and multiplying is still the most valuable skills you can have, because it means you can do things quickly, comfortably, and you can allow things to ramp up. So we are here adding 5 numbers, with some of them going up to the starting in the thousands column, and some of them have 3 decimal places. So there's a lot going on in this question. So if you have managed to do this, well done. If you've struggled with this one or got something slightly wrong, don't worry. There is lots and lots going on here, and you've got plenty of time to practice. Thanks for watching to the end if you have, and please appreciate a like. Send us any comments. If you got everything right, you can let us know. If you got some things wrong, let us know. If you want them harder, if you want them easier, if you want different examples, anything, just let us know, comment, and please do subscribe, because I'm going to try and put out more content when I can. Thank you.